Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel for the second plan with me in my Clever Fox planner. I am really liking it so far. I am also using a daily planner on my own time. So this is really just about mapping out the highlights so I don't forget anything and so that I can set certain goals and do a brain dump every week of my to-do list. So first up, I am going to review last week. That's one of my goals this year, is to stay on top of that stuff. So my week's wins were that I caught up on YouTube videos. I made my list for fun ideas and rewards and me time and things like that. And I finally recorded the next episode of Friends with Benefits. The way I want to improve next week is to get a job, go further with my yoga, and start planning for films that I'm working on. Now, this I'm sort of doing retroactively, and so I know that I don't actually fulfill all of those goals, but I know that those were what goals I had set for myself at the start of the week. This week got away with me because my cat has been in and out of the vet, and it's been a very stressful and upsetting time. So I got behind, but I finally just did a look back, so this is a memory plan, really, but I tried to remember the stuff that I had set out at the beginning of the week, so I wrote it down even if it didn't end up happening, for the most part. So first up, I fill out my habits, and I have to look back to remember what they are, which is probably a bad sign, but I want to scoop the litter box every day, read for at least 5 minutes every day, put on moisturizer for my rosacea, do yoga, spend time in my planner, do swish and swipes, so just wiping the counter and the toilet, and put effort into my wardrobe for the day. After that, I start jotting down my personal to-do list. This is where I have certain goals that I want to make sure I set aside time for. So my me time for the week is going to a vegan cafe that I like. I want to listen to the album Lemonade by Beyonce. I want to go have dinners out with my family for fun. Lex's dad was in town, and so we went out a few times. And then I wanted to clean up the apartment more generally instead of a deep clean, just to have him come over and see our new place. And I needed to pay my power bill. Now, my big goal for the week is to apply it was Gracias Madre. I don't usually like to say the actual names of the places, but that's not where I'm going to end up working. But I did go there and apply. They just weren't hiring. And I also thought about applying at the cafe I was going to for my reward, but it ended up working out at a different place. So my goal was to apply there, and my reward was strawberry cheesecake, so I let myself have that. And of course, I'm not eating meat, and I'm going vegan for the most part for the next 3 months. So it was a vegan strawberry cheesecake, and it was amazing. Now, jumping over to the weekly layout, on Monday, I nannied 8:30 to 12:30 for 2 boys, and then I put some to-dos. So I put this line in between the days, and I think I might have it be a to-do list on one side and my work stuff on the other side, or it might just be AM, PM. I think I'll go day by day to decide what system works for me on any given day, because some days I'll be working 2 jobs, so it'll be morning and evening split, and that's it. And some days I'll have more to-dos that I want to get done. I'll just base it on the day. So this is my first time trying it out that way, and I do think it just helps me organize it all a little more instead of the chaos of last week where there was no clear timeline or no clear segmentation of my to-dos. So Monday night, we went to the vet twice. So it started on Saturday. I went to the vet, and they sent him home with meds. We were back on Monday because he seemed like he was still getting blocked. They hydrated him and sent him home, and immediately we had to turn around because he got fully blocked, and he had to be admitted to the vet for a few days. So this week's priorities is where I lay out things that apply to my main goal for the week. So this week it is to apply there. So I also needed to find alternative restaurants, call to follow up with another restaurant, and think of other ideas and start poking at those. So I jotted those ideas down, and then my YouTube to-dos, I had to record a plan with me. I wanted to do some budget with me's. I wanted to edit my Stitch Fix and Friends unboxing, upload my Stitch Fix and Friends unboxings, and finalize those videos. I got some of those to-dos done, not all of them, but I know that those were my big goals for the week. For Friends with Benefits, I wanted to record, edit, upload, plan the social media posts, and share in social media groups. I recorded, but that is it. The rest of it moved to next week because, again, this week ended up just being pure survival mode because we were really worried about our little boy, and he's still a little bit up in the air because, as you will see, he came home on Thursday, and by Saturday morning he was back at the vet and had to have a surgery, and the surgery didn't actually go well. And we're racking up debt, and hopefully we can save our little boy. So my mantra, my affirmation for the week was just breathe. I thought about this after the fact, but I know that I repeated that to myself many times throughout the week. Sometimes it doesn't have to be something more complicated than that. Just breathe. So I put down my writing to-dos as well. I had an editing project due this week, which was kind of stressful when I had said I would get it done by Tuesday, but then with the cat, I didn't get it in until Wednesday, but she was understanding about it. For Tuesday, I put the little clock because that was when I wanted to work on my edits and have those be due. I put down this little busy sticker because I wasn't busy necessarily with work stuff, but I was very much busy. I ended up using this circle sticker to mark down my nannying along with this little car icon. I think that ended up looking pretty cute. That was from a Michael's sticker collection that I believe is no longer available, and I'm so bummed. I feel like their stickers, when they first started making planner stickers, were so gorgeous, and they've sort of gone downhill, if you ask me. But I have a bunch of those from the first run, so that's good. So then I put down my to-dos. I didn't end up doing any of those things. I just remember that was my plan for that day, was to have a writing session, email the author, work on my script, and take a bath. I think I did take a bath, actually, believe it or not. So Wednesday, I wanted to make sure I sent my edits, so I put down this due day sticker, and I had nannying in the morning. I took the kid to the Peekaboo Play Zone because I needed to get the edits done, and it's a place for him to have fun and play with other kids, and it's indoors, and I don't have to worry as much about him, and they have coffee and Wi-Fi, and I was able to get the final edits done and then take him home for a nap. We were only there for maybe an hour or two. It's not like I spent the entire day there. And then I ended up getting an audition at the last minute, so I put a Be Amazing sticker to jot that down, and then the heart to go visit Mulder, which ended up being a huge mistake because his catheter came out because he was running around the room and got all tangled, and we had to pay for the new catheter, and the place we took him to was a 24-hour facility the first time, and it ended up being a great big money grab, but oh well. Next, I put this golden arrow and a crucial sticker because that was my day to apply. That is when I applied to Gracias Madre, ended up having cheesecake and stuff at the cafe that I wanted, and I also redid some edits because the edits I was doing, it was more copy editing and developmental editing, adding a lot of changes to the sentence structure and things like that. So it's always good to go through it again. And then I had my night to pick up Mulder, which was great to bring him home for a little bit. Friday morning, I was completely burnt out from that emotional turmoil of a week. So I put down this A Moment to Myself sticker with a But First coffee. That night, our family member was in town, so we went to Musso and Frank's, which is a famous 100-year-old restaurant in Los Angeles, and we had a great time. Saturday, we had Mulder admitted again. I called my mom to basically cry about it, and then I put a meeting sticker because I had a business meeting with a potential investor, and that evening we went to Katsuya with, I'll call him my father-in-law, it's just easier, my father not-in-law. On Sunday, I put down this cute little laundry basket logo. These are all from the Michael's stickers I was talking about, the little but first coffee and meeting and the spoon and fork. And then our family member came over to see our apartment, and we went to a restaurant I'd never seen before called Firefly, and it doesn't have any signs or anything. We went in, it was the most beautiful place, so I was really excited to discover this new place. I just found it on Yelp because we were originally going to go to Malibu this weekend with my father-in-law, and because of Mulder, that did not work out. But we ended up having a great time in town. We walked up and down Hollywood Boulevard, which I used to work on Hollywood, but there is still some fun to it. It's not a glamorous place by any stretch of the imagination. So this week's wins were that we got Mulder where he needed to be safe. We had fun with our family, and also I've been making the whole food plant-based food for the kids I nanny, and they've been loving it, which they're picky eaters, so it's all about presentation, and I've been able to get them to eat some great healthy stuff. Next week I want to make sure I get back to get back to yoga, because this week I definitely fell off of that goal. I was just too wiped out. My sleep schedule was all messed up because we were up nights and early mornings, waking up throughout the night, checking on him. I also wanted to find a job because now I'm even in more debt and I need more income desperately, and I wanted to make sure I have my writing sessions. So I also filled in my habits tracker by memory, so it may not be perfect, but that's pretty much how it ended up shaking out. And then I went through and just checked off the to-dos and migrated the things that needed to migrate. After I finish up this weekly spread, I do flip back to my monthly for January to check up on my goals. And there were a couple things I was able to check off, which was exciting. Let's see, what did I have? So I crossed off Malibu, and I also crossed off seeing my father-in-law and going to Gracias Madre. I also sorted through my jewelry, which was one of my goals for the month, and applying at Gracias Madre. So that's it. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't yet, please like and subscribe. It would be a huge help, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Bye.